Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Cooking with Cashway. My name is Mike, and this is Chef Randall. And one of the nice things about working with you, Chef, is that it's so much work that you have done in preparation. And this is a prime example. You're ready to go. How long does it take you to get ready for, let's say, a meal like this? How long did it take to get ready to cook?
So I'd say about 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
Yeah.
And that seems like a little short in my world, but
It depends.
I mean, you had to chop all this
right.
up. You had to go, you know.
So some things like, I'm not using raw shrimp. I'm using cooked shrimp.
Okay.
So I happen to have it. I'm using chicken thigh rather than chicken breast because I happen to have it. So if you consider the shopping that goes involved, I mean, it's a considerable amount of time.
Well, and having worked on these segments with you now for quite some time, I can tell you that it is so much. When you get ready and you're prepped, it makes the cooking so much better.
Well, and we're on TV here, so we spend about 5 minutes a section, or and we do 2 sections.
Yeah.
So that's about 10 minutes in total. Sometimes the cooking itself takes longer than that. So when we have to put a lot of those kind of things in consideration.
All right, so a little inside baseball.
Yeah,
what
so
are we cooking now?
We're making jambalaya pasta, creamy jambalaya pasta. Now, jambalaya typically is a rice dish, but we're going to turn this into a. Give me a spoon, please. A bigger spoon. Yep.
See.
Anyone in that top? There's yep. We're gonna do this as a creamy pasta. And so what we're doing here is we're starting with a little garlic and a little bit of our andouille sausage. And we're going to add in our chicken as well.
Isn't garlic a wonderful smell?
It is a wonderful smell.
Yeah.
And so what I really want here is I want that garlic to, I want the andouille sausage to render some of that fat, flavor my chicken, and that garlic is going to kind of bring it all together. Now, since I have cooked shrimp, I'm not going to add that shrimp in here. So that's going to go into the dish just about before we go to plate it. Because all we got to do is just heat it up. So we kind of take the color off the chicken here. Now, I already have pasta cooked. Now, this is usually using fettuccine. Well, guess what? The store didn't have any fettuccine.
And you said, no, I'm not going to be stopped.
I am not gonna. So what I did is, here at the kitchen here in Cashways, we have I had some lasagna noodles.
Okay.
So I broke them up into like quarter pieces, and that's what I have. That's what I use for pasta.
All right.
So in Italy, there's a shape of a pasta called tagliatelle, and that's basically what we're going to be using for our pasta dish. Is tagliatelle. Okay. So just like a true jambalaya, we start out with these different aspects of our dish. And this is the first part of it. So I'm going to ask you to hand me the platter there. And I'm going to move this over to our dish.
Oh, this is going to smell good too.
All right, now we're going to add in those vegetables. So the shrimp will stay back.
And your noodle story, it also just goes to show you that don't let the recipe guide you.
No.
There could be something in your cabinet.
Just like I used to tell my students, do not let the recipe compel you.
Oh, okay.
Right? Something kind of like a movie, the recipe does not compel you. The recipe does not compel you. So, as long as you have a pretty good idea of where you're going and how you're going to get there, give me the salt thing, please. That's where you start to bring in, the personality, your own inner cook is going to come out here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these vegetables down to, they're going to release their liquid. And they're going to start to brown. And at that point, we're going to add in our Cajun spice. And then once that kind of gets in there, we're going to then deglaze it with some white wine. When we come back, we're going to put our noodles in the water, and we're going to kind of put it all together.
All right.
Sound good?
Okay, we'll take a quick break. Do some business. Hope you pay attention to that and come back as we continue cooking with Cashway.